Spartans, welcome back to a quick how to win in bullet chess. One of the ways that you win in bullet chess is not reinventing the wheel. In this game, I played the Caro-Kann and I traded pieces left, right, and center. One of the ways that we get ourselves in trouble playing bullet chess is trying to come up with these outlandish tactics when we don't have enough time to calculate moves 4 or 5 moves ahead. Grandmasters have a very hard time themselves reinventing the wheel, and Hikaru Nakamura himself has said you want to make moves in chess that are very easily replicable. You want to be able to spot them right away and very easy to make on a moment's notice. You don't want to do anything, especially at our level, intermediate level, that is going to cause ourselves to get confused. As you can see here, I'm trying to make sure my opponent does not double his rooks, so I push this pawn forward. Was it the best move? It was not. The best move was b5, but it forces my opponent to trade, and we trade pieces down to a bishop versus knight and rooks and queen, but that doesn't last very long. We trade pawns, we trade off the knight and the last pieces of the minor, or last minor pieces, and we trade these 2 pawns, and eventually I go for his queen. I give a check, he takes, I take, and we have a rook and pawn endgame. You can see here, I have given myself a shot at winning this game. We have kings on the back rank, my rook is in the 7th rank, and I'm about to get my pawn pushed forward. It is still objectively even across the board, 0.1 in my favor. But now we trade rooks. I get my king involved, push my king, he pushes his king, and now we have 2 pawns, but his pawns are split. This is going to come back and bite him because after I push my king to f4, he pushes his king to g2. I make the top engine move, h5. And it's all led down to this position. And my opponent has one good move that keeps him in this game. And that move is h4. Because after h4, I take my opponent, just move back here. And I'm just stuck. He goes in the corner. I push some pieces. And he just shuffles back. And we just shuffle kings. I could do this. But he would just back. And it's a stalemate. But my opponent does not do that. Instead of moving his pawn to h4, my opponent instead pushes his king to f2 and loses the game immediately because after I move my pawn to h4, he has to move his king. And if he moves his king anywhere, my king is coming into that spot. Say he moves his king this way, I'm moving here. And now I eat up these pawns. But he doesn't do that. He makes the even worse move of putting his king back on g2. And now I come around to e3. And it is GG, why not, as Hikaru Nakamura said, because I eat these pawns. And the difference between that position I showed you with the pawns doubled here, and I just need to escort these pawns. I can even move my king out of the way and sacrifice a pawn because there's a red carpet escort mission. My king is going to escort this pawn to a queen, and now it's checkmate in the next move. This game was won and lost based off of trading pieces, not reinventing the wheel, and putting myself in a position with my rook on that 7th rank to give myself a shot in case my opponent blundered. Now this game could have gone to a draw, and it should have gone to a draw, but it didn't. And that's all chess is giving yourself a shot to win the game.